Alright, what's up guys? We're about to do this Q&A. Like I promised, we're about to raffle off a free Thelocalfit combat snapback. Basically everyone who commented on the Q&A picture that I posted on Instagram went ahead and put a bunch of names on some paper, and we're going to draw them out of this hat. And the winner is Derek Panelio. You were the winner of a free combat snapback. Actually, you know what? Let's do two. I feel like giving something else away. Morgan Sunflower, both San Diego locals. Sweet guys, get in contact with me. We'll get you, you can either have a combat snapback or a shirt, whatever you want. Okay, cool, let's get into the Q&A. I'm just gonna read questions off of my Instagram. When should I be taking BCAAs? I wouldn't waste your money if you're bulking. Chances are the caloric surplus is keeping your body pretty anabolic. I would take them when you're cutting. You can take them in between meals, but I mean, BCAAs get pretty expensive over time. So if you're gonna be taking them every day, I would stick to intra and pre-workout, just to kind of keep your body anabolic as it goes through all the stress of your workout. What's the sufficient amount of recovery for a weekly routine? Depends. How hard are you training? How much cardio are you doing? When are you doing your cardio? How much are you eating? How much are you sleeping? Are you cutting? Are you trying to put on size? So these are all factors that tie in. So I mean, ask yourself that, and you know, that's one of those things where you kind of got to gauge yourself. You know, keep a close eye on what your body's doing. Keep a close eye on what's going on mentally, and if your body's recovering, then you should be fine. If your body's not recovering, you feel slow or tired or sluggish, there's a good chance that either your calories are too high, maybe your caloric expenditure is too high, maybe you're not getting enough sleep. So really try to make an informative, educated decision as it pertains kind of to your lifestyle and your training habits. What's the best advice for someone contest prepping for the first time? The struggle is real right now. That's a good question. Well, if the struggle is real, I'm assuming you've already started your contest prep. Since it's a struggle, I'm assuming that it's working. So in your case, I'm gonna say trust the process and trust your coach. I don't wanna say anything too much that's gonna deviate you from the plan that's been set up for you, because there's factors that I don't know about. So I mean, if this is your first contest prep, chances are it's not your coach's first contest prep, you know, so there's factors that you haven't necessarily seen before. So I would just stick to the plan. Do what you're told to do, suck it up where you need to suck it up, fight through it, push through it, just don't quit. You know, you're gonna have to deal with a lot of psychological aspects of dieting, flattening out, holding water some days, looking like shit the other day, feeling terrible half the time. So those are things you're just gonna have to, you know, put up with. But you know, what separates the athlete from the regular guy who lifts is the one who can diet. That's the only difference. You know, it takes a certain amount of diligence to be able to get that low in body fat to be stage ready. So just keep fighting. Fasted cardio or nah? I would say optimally, yes, fasted cardio. But again, like for example, okay, I work with a lot of Marines. They have to get up super early. So is it conducive to their schedule to get up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning to do, you know, 45 minutes of fasted cardio? Probably not. I mean, they're gonna be active throughout the day. And as their schedule permits, the only chance a lot of them have to do cardio is post-workout. So for them, it's not, I'm not gonna say optimal, I'm gonna say it's logical. You know, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If you're a person who works from home, or you have the flexibility to get up maybe a little bit early and do fasted cardio, I would say absolutely do that. Just because it's more, just like spacing your meals out, it's better to space out your caloric expenditure instead of, you know, just slamming your body during a workout and then doing your cardio after. It's good to space that out just to kind of keep your metabolism running throughout the day instead of, you know, just one time of the day. These are good questions, guys. Love it. What's your favorite nighttime snack when cutting? Nighttime is when I get the hungriest. Like I literally can't go to sleep if I'm too hungry. But I follow a very strict diet. So I basically eat the same thing at night. It's about 100 grams, 75 to 100 grams of oats. I put a scoop of metabolic protein in it. Like the most delicious protein I've ever had. The butter pecan flavored. And then a little sugar-free syrup in it. And that just puts me right to sleep. Yeah, I know it's boring. Yeah, I eat the same day every day. But keep in mind that eating the same thing every day and doing things on a regimen, it minimizes the amount of water retention I have, and I can spot particular trends that my body's going through, so it's easier for me to make educated decisions on what to do with my macronutrients. So what do I mean? Okay, I wake up dry. I have a little bit of water, I soften up. If I go low carb for too long, I flatten out. So these are all things you really got to pay attention to your body. And if I followed a flexible dieting program where I'm eating this and that and all sorts of other shit with preservatives and sodium and, you know, all sorts of bullshit chemicals inside of them, it's going to maximize that water retention and it's going to throw everything off. And the whole idea in contest prep is to listen to your body so that you know how to play with these certain foods and water and sodium so that you can aim to peak on that day. So yeah, I eat the same thing at night, every single night. Does overtraining exist, or is it a myth, or is it more along the lines of underfed and underrested? Yes, overtraining does exist. I think 90% of the people that play with the idea are not overtraining. Basically, you can overtax your central nervous system, absolutely. Again, are you eating enough? Are you sleeping enough? How hard are you really training? If you're just absolutely busting ass in the gym and doing crazy amounts of cardio, and you're taking caffeine after your workouts and you're just stimulated on all kinds of central nervous system stimulants, yeah, technically you can overtrain yourself. But with that said, if you're training that hard and you're going that buck inside of the gym, you should probably be eating a little bit more, and you should minimize that gap between training hard and growing and seeing progress and overtraining. So I mean, if you're training that hard, you should have your nutrition absolutely on point. So yes, there is such thing as overtraining. No, you're probably not overtraining. Most people aren't. Most people have no idea what it's like to overtrain. Think about a marathon runner. Okay, or I'm sorry, what's it called? An Ironman runner. Okay, when you're crippled to the point where you're falling down, you literally can't even crawl across it, that's overtraining. Yes, congratulations, you overtrained yourself. If you're going to the gym and getting solid workouts, I doubt you're overtraining. Caloric timing, something to be monitored closely. Good question, yes, but I would say more along the lines of macronutrient timing. When should I eat carbs? When should I eat protein? When should I eat fat? Usually by what I usually stick to is a steady flow of protein throughout the day, and more or less a steady flow of fat throughout the day. And then I time my carbohydrates, depending on where I'm at in my diet, depending on what I'm doing, gaining or losing. I will start to play with carbohydrate intake around my workout. So basically when you need them, pre and post workout. And then if I drop my carbs to a significantly low point, I'll start increasing the fat on that day so that my calories are still relatively high, but I'm not taking in so many carbohydrates. So this is going to minimize the catabolic effect on my body. So yeah, calorie intake, I mean, obviously, you shouldn't be eating your biggest meals if you're just chilling. You shouldn't be eating your smallest meals if you just got done working out. So yes, calories have to do with it, but more importantly, macronutrient partitioning.